Chosen one, your season of more has begun. Money will bow to you. Chosen one, this is the moment your spirit has been waiting for. You can feel it, that quiet shift in the air, that subtle but undeniable pull within you. Something sacred is unfolding. Something divine has been activated in your favor. For so long, it felt like life was demanding more from you. But now, the divine is about to give more to you. Every sacrifice, every lonely night, every season of delay, it wasn't punishment. It was preparation. The universe was teaching you how to hold more before it handed you more. Because what's coming now isn't small. It's not just an increase. It's an overflow. This is the season where everything that once felt out of reach begins to reach for you. Where the tables turn and the very things that once resisted you begin to bow before your energy. Chosen one, your season of more has officially begun. But before we dive deeper, watch this video until the end, because every word carries the vibration of alignment. And when you finish, type 144 and your warmest wish in the comments below. That number carries divine frequency, a call to activate manifestation energy. As you write your wish, visualize it as already done. Imagine light moving through your words, sending waves through the universe. Let it be known, your season of abundance, of miracles, of divine increase, begins now. Now, chosen one, press the hype button. Like this video, subscribe if you haven't subscribed to the channel, and let's start. Chosen one, the divine has already decided that money will bow to you. Not because of greed, not because of ego, but because of purpose. For too long, money has been placed above spirit, as if it were the master, not the servant. But in your story, that order is being reversed. You were never meant to chase what was meant to chase you. You were never meant to beg for what was already encoded in your destiny. This season, money recognizes your authority. Opportunities recognize your vibration. Wealth recognizes your name. You're stepping into alignment with divine flow, where lack no longer lingers and limitation no longer speaks. You've outgrown scarcity. The frequencies that once held you hostage can no longer reach your vibration. You are entering a realm where peace becomes your new standard. Prosperity becomes your rhythm, and divine favor becomes your companion. This is not an exaggeration, it's a spiritual awakening. You will begin to notice that your relationship with abundance shifts. You'll no longer be drawn to things that only glitter. You'll be drawn to things that glow. You'll see through illusions of quick gain and instead feel magnetically pulled toward divine flow. You will no longer hustle out of fear. You'll create out of faith, because now you understand that money isn't the master. It's energy, and energy responds to alignment. The divine is whispering this to you now. Your vibration has finally reached a level where wealth cannot ignore you. You are not chasing, you are attracting. You are not hoping, you are knowing. Every idea you touch now carries potential. Every conversation you have holds purpose. You'll find yourself meeting people who mirror your new level, not your old one. People who don't drain you, but activate you. People who speak the same language of faith, expansion, and destiny. But with this new level comes new awareness. The divine is reminding you, stay grounded, stay humble. Don't let the world convince you that you manifested this alone. You co-created it through surrender, through trust, through consistency when no one was watching. Your breakthroughs are proof of your faith, not your force. This season is not just about wealth. It's about authority, divine authority, over the things that once controlled you. You'll realize that money was never against you. It was waiting for you to be ready. And now that you are, the universe will begin to conspire in your favor. Unexpected deposits, unseen opportunities, divine timing aligning perfectly with divine provision. You'll feel it in the small moments first, the quiet confirmations, the subtle synchronicities, the numbers that appear again and again and reminding you that this is divine timing. Then, bigger signs will follow. Doors you didn't even knock on will open. People will recommend your name in rooms you've never entered. Blessings will find their way to you, not because you pursued them, but because you prepared for them. This is the shift. You've stopped trying to prove your worth, and you've started embodying it. That's what magnetizes wealth. That's what bends the material to the spiritual. You are not asking the universe for money anymore. You're commanding alignment through faith. And the universe must respond. Chosen one, this is the part of your journey where confidence replaces confusion. You won't doubt if you're worthy anymore. You'll know. You won't shrink your dreams to fit your environment. Your environment will expand to match your energy. Everything begins to orbit your faith, your peace, your purpose. You've walked through the fire. You've learned patience in silence. You've trusted through the wilderness. And because of that, you now carry the authority of someone who's been refined. That's why you can no longer lose. The universe recognizes your resilience, and heaven rewards your endurance. From this point forward, your name will begin to carry weight in spiritual and physical realms. Not because of ego, but because your energy has reached a level of divine respect. You've proven that you can handle delay without losing direction. You've proven that you can hold peace in the middle of pressure. And now, the divine trusts you with more, because you've shown that more won't control you. This is your season of divine elevation, where every limitation that once held you is now trembling in your presence, where the things that once rejected you are now requesting you, where the universe bends to your vibration because it recognizes the divine frequency within you. Chosen one, when I say money will bow to you, I don't mean it in arrogance. I mean it in awareness. Money will no longer be something you chase, fear, or misunderstand. It will flow through you naturally because you are in right relationship with it. You no longer see it as a god. You see it as a guest. And you are the temple. You will begin to live in rhythm with divine supply. You'll give without fear of running out. You'll receive without guilt. You'll move through life with quiet assurance that you are funded by heaven. Every step you take will be guided. Every decision will be confirmed. Every desire that aligns with your higher purpose will be supported by divine timing. And as you embody this truth, your world will transform. The right opportunities will find you at the right time. The right people will appear with perfect precision. The right doors will open effortlessly. Because divine alignment doesn't require effort. It requires energy. This is your reminder. You are not behind. You are not late. You are exactly where divine timing needs you to be. And the reason it's happening now is because now you're ready. Your frequency is stable. Your heart is healed. Your energy is clear. You're no longer operating from survival. You're operating from sovereignty. You are not just surviving anymore. You are rising. And as you rise, everything connected to you rises too. Your family, your dreams, your finances, your purpose. All of it begins to elevate with you. Because when the chosen one ascends, everything in their orbit ascends too. This is the beginning of your season of more. Chosen one, you are entering a dimension where lack can no longer locate you. The vibration you carry has shifted beyond scarcity. You're no longer waiting for the world to give you permission to prosper. You've already been crowned with it. And now, the universe responds to that knowing. This season is not about chasing money. It's about mastering the energy behind it. Money is simply the material reflection of your internal frequency. It listens to certainty. It obeys peace. It responds to alignment. You're not trying to convince it anymore. You're commanding it through your calm. The reason it's bowing to you now is because you've stopped bowing to fear. You've stopped making decisions out of survival and started making them out of sovereignty. The universe always mirrors the emotion you operate from. When you lived in fear, you attracted instability. When you lived in lack, you drew in delays. But now, as you live in faith, everything begins to serve that faith. You will soon realize that the divine never intended for you to struggle endlessly. The seasons of waiting weren't punishment, they were activation. The divine wasn't withholding from you, it was training you. Because wealth in the wrong hands becomes chaos, but wealth in awakened hands becomes creation. Money is bowing to you now because you've proven you can handle it spiritually. You've proven that when you receive more, you expand, not exploit. That when blessings come, you bless back. That's why the divine can trust you with overflow. You may start to feel the shift tangibly. Unexpected income, new opportunities, invitations that carry divine timing. Things that once took months will begin to move in moments. But even as the pace of manifestation increases, your spirit will stay still. You won't chase what's already yours. You'll stand, knowing that divine supply is infinite. You'll also notice that money becomes lighter. It doesn't carry the same emotional weight it once did. That's because it's no longer a symbol of survival. It's an instrument of expansion. You'll spend with awareness, not attachment. You'll give without fear, because you know that what leaves your hands with faith returns multiplied in form. The divine wants you to understand this. Your wealth is not only financial, it's vibrational. Every area of your life is beginning to mirror abundance. Your relationships are deepening. Your creativity is expanding. Your peace is stretching beyond limits. Every corner of your existence is blooming because your spirit has entered its fertile season. And this new energy doesn't just attract wealth, it maintains it. Because true wealth isn't what you earn, it's what you embody. You can't lose what you've become. That's why money will now serve you instead of control you. As you walk into this new chapter, don't be surprised if certain people drift away. Some won't be able to handle the magnitude of your energy anymore. It's not rejection, it's realignment. The divine is clearing your path so your next elevation happens in peace, not confusion. Let them go gracefully. Release without resentment. Their exit is confirmation, not loss. Every blessing that's meant for you will recognize your frequency. You won't need to force, beg, or explain. Divine things flow naturally. You'll notice this in your work, your relationships, and your opportunities. The ones that are truly aligned will feel peaceful. They'll click without chaos. In this season, your discernment becomes your greatest protection. As abundance rises, so will distractions. The divine is saying, learn to recognize the difference between what looks good and what feels right. You don't need every opportunity, just the ordained ones. Because the chosen aren't meant to chase options, they're meant to attract alignment. And alignment is what makes money bow. When your vibration carries divine order, everything chaotic in your life must submit. Every imbalance must correct itself. Every delay must dissolve. That's how you reclaim spiritual dominion over your material world. This is why gratitude is more powerful now than ever. Gratitude is your currency in the invisible realm. It expands every blessing you touch. When you wake up in the morning and thank the divine for breath, you're already multiplying your wealth. Because gratitude shifts your focus from what's missing to what's moving. Chosen one, the divine is saying this clearly. You don't need to ask for more. You are more. You've already become the vessel that carries the vibration of increase. That's why things are aligning without you forcing them. That's why people are mentioning your name in rooms you've never been in. That's why the opportunities that once seemed too far away are suddenly reaching out. The season of striving is over. The season of flowing has begun. You no longer push, you pull. You no longer beg, you believe. You no longer survive, you sustain. Every word you speak now carries energy. Every decision you make now carries ripple. That's the power of being in divine alignment. Your yes heals, your no protects. Your silence creates space for miracles. And when money bows to you, it's not just finances adjusting, it's life aligning. It's the physical catching up with the spiritual. It's proof that your inner world has finally become magnetic to every form of good. Stay rooted in humility. Stay anchored in grace. The divine didn't bring you here for applause. It brought you here for assignment. This is the stage where wealth becomes purpose and purpose becomes wealth. You're not chasing luxury, you're embodying legacy. You'll begin to feel wealth not as something external, but as a frequency within you. You'll walk differently. You'll speak differently. You'll carry yourself like someone who knows the divine is backing every move. And that energy is what makes doors open. Resources flow and opportunities rise. Because when the chosen one believes, the universe rearranges itself to obey that belief. And right now, in this season of more, it's rearranging everything in your favor. Chosen one, as your season of more unfolds, you'll begin to see signs that your spiritual work has entered the physical. The shift won't be subtle anymore. It'll appear in ways that make you stop and whisper, "This can't be a coincidence." But it isn't. It's confirmation. You'll start to notice divine timing weaving itself through your days. The right message appears at the exact moment you need it. Someone mentions an opportunity in passing, and it turns into a major door opening. Money shows up from unexpected places, refunds, gifts, opportunities, contracts. You'll call it random, but heaven will call it return. Everything you gave with pure intention is circling back with interest. Every time you acted in faith when logic said, "Wait," the divine took note. Now it's time to collect. The energy you once released into the world, the kindness, the generosity, the prayers, the sacrifices, they're all coming back to you, multiplied and purified. This is the law of divine exchange. What you give in faith always finds its way home. You'll also feel a new sense of calm about your future. The old anxiety about bills, about timing, about not having enough. It begins to dissolve. It's replaced by a quiet knowing that you are supported beyond measure, that no matter what happens, provision will find you. This peace is not delusion, it's divine maturity. It's the frequency of trust that wealth recognizes and obeys. As this happens, money will begin to move differently around you. You'll notice that what once felt blocked now flows, delays disappear, business deals accelerate. People who owe you suddenly remember. What you once had to chase now starts showing up uninvited. It's not luck, it's law. The divine law of alignment. You are no longer operating from force. You are operating from flow. And flow doesn't chase, it magnetizes. There will be moments when you'll sense an invisible hand arranging your path. Someone will cancel a meeting, freeing your time for the opportunity that changes everything. You'll arrive somewhere late, only to realize divine timing placed you exactly where you needed to be. That's how heaven works. It synchronizes chaos into clarity. And through it all, your awareness will heighten. You'll feel connected to something vast and intelligent. You'll sense that every detail is being orchestrated. You'll find yourself smiling at delays because you'll recognize that even not yet is divine protection. That's the difference between those who chase abundance and those who attract it. The chosen know that divine timing is never late. As money bows to you, you'll realize it's not about ego, it's about energy. The divine didn't elevate you to make you proud. It elevated you to make you powerful. Powerfully peaceful. Because when peace governs wealth, chaos loses control. You'll also begin to move with a sense of sacred responsibility. You'll understand that the wealth coming to you isn't just for comfort, it's for calling. You were chosen because you can carry the weight of wealth without worshiping it. You can hold success without losing your soul. You can give generously without losing direction. That's why money must obey you now, because you no longer serve it. You've dethroned fear and replaced it with faith. You've dethroned lack and replaced it with divine logic. And divine logic says, all that is mine by alignment will find me. In this new vibration, generosity will flow through you like second nature. You won't give to impress, you'll give to express. You'll bless others not because you want credit, but because you understand that abundance is a cycle, one that expands through gratitude and giving. People will begin to feel your energy before they even meet you. They'll describe you as radiant, magnetic, peaceful. They won't know why they trust you, why they want to support you, or why they feel safe in your presence, but you'll know. It's because your energy carries divine assurance. You're no longer speaking lack into existence. You're speaking life. You'll wake up with ideas that carry gold, not just metaphorically, but energetically. Inspiration that leads to income. Creativity that turns into opportunity. You'll begin to operate as a vessel through which divine strategy flows. That's why you'll find yourself in situations that seem tailor-made for your talents. And you'll feel something you've never fully felt before. Ease. Not laziness, not complacency, but pure ease. The kind that comes when your work aligns perfectly with your worth. The kind that turns effort into art. When this ease enters, pay attention. Don't resist it. For so long, your mind may have believed that blessings must be hard-earned. But divine wealth doesn't punish you to prove your worth. It rewards you for remembering it. You've learned your lessons. You've endured your refining. You've proven your integrity in silence. That's why this season feels lighter, because you've been liberated from the energy of struggle. This is what the divine means when it says, "Money will bow to you." It means that your internal peace will start to govern your external world. It means that your frequency, steady, grounded, grateful, becomes the authority that commands alignment. You'll walk into rooms and notice that favor follows you. You'll make decisions and find that doors open before you even knock. And in those moments, remember, this isn't luck. This is divine law responding to divine order. Everything in your life now bends toward abundance because you've chosen peace over panic, purpose over pressure, alignment over ambition. From this point forward, what used to feel impossible will start to feel inevitable. The miracles won't surprise you anymore, though. They'll feel like home, because this is who you were all along. Divine royalty rediscovering its crown. You've entered your season of more, and more doesn't mean chaos. It means command. It means that everything that once drained you will now deliver to you. Everything that once tested you will now testify for you. Everything that once resisted you will now recognize you. Because when the chosen one rises in awareness, the universe bows in response. Chosen one, as your abundance multiplies, the divine will begin to remind you, this isn't a reward, it's a responsibility. You're being trusted with more, because you've proven you can remain pure in plenty. You learned to stay faithful when things were scarce. Now, you're being asked to stay humble when things are overflowing. This is the part of the journey where wealth begins to refine your character, not inflate it. It's not just about what you receive, it's about how you respond to receiving it. The divine doesn't want you to be consumed by what's coming. It wants you to carry it with wisdom. Because the moment ego replaces gratitude, the flow becomes fragile. You'll begin to sense that every blessing requires balance. You'll feel the divine pulling you to pause before reacting, to breathe before deciding, to listen before speaking. This is how heaven trains its stewards, not through control, but through calm. Because calmness is a crown the world cannot counterfeit. As you rise, you'll encounter two energies, distraction and direction. One pulls you away from your purpose, the other points you back to it. Distraction will come dressed as opportunity, but you'll recognize it by how it drains your spirit. Direction will come disguised as silence, but you'll feel it by how it grounds your peace. Learn to tell the difference. The divine is saying, don't let momentum make you forget mindfulness. The world will try to convince you that success means speed, but divine wealth moves differently. It doesn't rush, it ripens. True prosperity arrives in peace, not panic. You won't have to chase it. It will meet you exactly where your patience resides. You'll notice that your relationship with success will become quieter. The more you're blessed, the less you'll feel the need to announce it. You won't need to prove you've made it, because your peace will speak louder than any possession ever could. The chosen don't flex, they flow. They don't compete, they create. You'll find that humility becomes your strongest protection. The higher you rise, the more invisible you'll learn to be. The ego shouts, the spirit whispers. You'll realize that your influence doesn't need volume. It needs vibration. The divine will place you in rooms not because of your noise, but because of your energy. And as you continue to expand, you'll see how the divine entrusts you with more people, more platforms, more purpose. Not to overwhelm you, but to teach you divine delegation. the art of doing less while accomplishing more. The more you align, the more heaven multiplies your efforts. The more you trust, the faster everything flows. You'll start to feel wealth as an atmosphere, not an amount. When you walk into spaces, the energy shifts, not because of what's in your bank account, but because of what's in your spirit. People will sense safety, peace, and clarity around you. They'll feel restored by your presence before you even speak. That's when you'll understand why money bows to you. Because your energy no longer vibrates with need, but with nourishment. You are whole, and wholeness attracts everything that reflects it. The divine will also use this season to teach you sacred detachment. You'll begin to love things deeply, but hold them lightly. You'll invest without clinging. You'll give without keeping score. Because you'll finally understand, that nothing truly leaves when it's given in love. It just changes form and finds its way back multiplied. This is where you begin to operate like divine royalty, not entitled, but entrusted. Not boastful, but benevolent. You'll stop asking, "Why me?" and start saying, "Through me." Because you'll see clearly now, this isn't just your blessing, it's your blueprint. You're showing others what's possible when faith meets frequency. You'll also begin to understand that protecting your peace is part of protecting your prosperity. Wealth is an amplifier. It magnifies whatever it finds inside you. That's why you'll start to treat rest as sacred. You'll say no without guilt. You'll honor your alone time as divine strategy, not isolation. The quiet is where the next instruction always arrives. The divine may even pull you away from certain circles or environments, not as punishment, but as preservation. The next level of favor can't flourish in familiar noise. Don't resist the solitude. It's soil for your expansion. Every chosen one learns this. Peace is the price of promotion. You'll start to sense divine nudges to create, to build things that outlive you. Ideas will come like whispers in the night, pulling you toward projects that serve humanity. Businesses that heal, movements that awaken, messages that restore faith. This is divine strategy, heaven expanding its reach through your obedience. As you follow these nudges, doors will open in ways that defy logic. Partnerships will align, resources will appear. Divine timing will prove its perfection again and again. You'll realize that manifestation isn't magic, it's mathematics. It's the equation of belief, consistency, and surrender balanced perfectly with divine grace. And every time you act from obedience instead of fear, abundance expands again, because wealth flows through willingness. The divine doesn't ask you to be perfect, only available. Chosen one, in this season of more, you'll realize that your energy is your economy. When you operate from joy, everything multiplies. When you move from gratitude, everything returns. When you speak from love, everything listens. That's why you no longer chase. You command. You no longer hope. You harvest. Every transaction, every conversation, every moment becomes sacred now. Because everything you touch carries your vibration. You don't just influence wealth, you infuse it with meaning. You're teaching money what to serve, showing it what mission to follow. That's why the divine had to prepare your heart for your hands. Soon, you'll look around and realize everything you once prayed for has become your normal. The miracles that once shocked you now surround you. The blessings that once scared you now sustain you. because your nervous system, your faith, your soul, they've all adjusted to overflow. You've reached the point where wealth feels natural, not new. And that's when you know your season of more isn't beginning. It's becoming. You are not waiting for prosperity anymore. You are prosperity. And as this realization settles into your spirit, money bows, not because it's conquered, but because it's finally in the presence of consciousness that understands it. Chosen one, when the divine elevates you to overflow, it's never just about accumulation. It's about activation. You are being positioned to shift atmospheres, to influence generations, to transform the vibration of everything you touch. Your wealth is not a finish line. It's an assignment. You've entered a frequency where your existence itself becomes a message. Every step you take whispers, "It's possible." Every breath you take carries proof that faith works. You've become living evidence that divine alignment manifests in real time. That's why your blessings aren't just personal, they're prophetic. They announce to the world that grace is still active, that miracles still move, that divine timing still delivers. Soon, you'll notice that your abundance begins to take form beyond money. Doors open into influence, partnerships, leadership. The divine will begin introducing you to spaces where your words carry weight. You'll feel it instantly. The shift, the stillness, the divine confirmation that your purpose has finally found its platform.